with Bryson Gray. This is an interview I've wanted since I started my podcast. This is unusual friends because we disagree on a lot of stuff, but we still get along.
Yes, sir.
Something I really like about you is you're always honest, even when it's not popular. Like, you're like a trendsetter. You'll go completely against the wave, completely against your fans, and not a lot of people will do that. It takes a lot of courage.
I actually think we was just at dinner because I'm super picky and I'm super blunt, and I think I actually talked to ChatGPT, and I think I may be like slightly on the spectrum. No, I'm not even joking.
Probably. I've had girlfriends tell me that. I'm like, no, I'm not. But
yeah. Because I'm super picky too.
Maybe it makes us more high functioning.
Yeah,
but I picky eater, right?
Oh, I eat like a 3-year-old.
I remember going to eat with you.
So when you add when you add everything together, it's like I maybe was just never diagnosed.
Yeah, it's probably. But what you get through life isn't really.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Obadiah knows himself with these.
Exactly.
I think a lot of really successful people are kind of on the spectrum.
Yeah, I agree.
Our brains just work like a little bit, wired a little bit different. We say things we're not supposed to.
Oh, yep. I can't control it. My wife sometimes she'll be like, oh my goodness.
Girl gets so mad. Like, why did you have to say that? I'm like, do you have to do this right here? Yeah.
That's literally her.
Can you not act like that around my friends? No. Don't bring her in. My parents, like, I just can't help speaking what I think. You're the same, right?
Yeah, period. I just
we're probably on the spectrum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then like my emotions work differently. Like I've like seen family members die, and I can only think about the rational aspect of it. Mm-hmm. So it's like if somebody in my family did drugs and they died from doing drugs, I can watch them die. In my mind, I'm like, well, they did drugs, so this is the obvious conclusion.
Yeah.
But everybody else is crying, and it's like, oh yeah, something might be wrong with me a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit off. That's probably now I know why I like you. So you're out here in Vegas. We're filming like late, which is why we're in a fucking apartment instead of the studio late night. You've been filming videos all day, huh?
I've been filming videos for like 3 days straight.
You're a hustler.
Yeah. We was out shooting videos actually around this area. Went back, ate with my boy Tyson and his family, and then we got in the car, came straight here.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I was thinking. Oh, he'll probably not going to do it like after 10 right now.
Oh, nope.
You still. You're like, nah, I don't. I go, are you too tired? He's like, nah, I don't really get tired.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm like as an artist, if you talk to most artists, we work better at night anyway.
Yeah, I'm a night person. That's the time I do it early in the morning. I'm like, my brain is like better at night.
Yeah.
Sometimes my brain won't turn off at night. I can't sleep. Yeah. You struggle with the same stuff.
Yeah, it's hard for me to sleep because my brain go a million miles per hour. Mm-hmm. But when I do, like, if I get in bed, it's because I know I'm sleepy. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I can go to sleep because like, I'm only in bed because I know I can't stay up any longer. Yeah.
So what were the videos you're out here filming right now? I actually haven't listened to your music in a while. I need to listen back on.
So I have an album coming out, and I like getting as many videos as I can from the album shot. Mm-hmm. And I got like 2 songs on the album with my homie Tyson James. And we're shooting it. And to me, this is the most important because this is the most popular I've ever been. Mm-hmm. And like my monthly listeners, everything is going up. And it's very crazy. So to me, I need the content has to have a lift also. Yeah. So I got to make sure I'm, providing what people are expecting. So, so we got video shot. I've been written places. I've just been working my butt off.
Do you produce all your own music and like?
Yeah.
I mean, more asked, does anyone like push it for you, or you have to do all your own pushing?
No, I have no manager, no team except for my wife and my sister. And the people that support me, and of course God. But so I produce a lot of my music. I think this album I probably produced 70% of it as far as beat wise, and I edit pretty much all my music videos.
You know what's crazy to me is you're considered controversial and censored and banned. You're pushing Jesus, positive messages,
I don't even curse.
Values, and then there's rappers talking about killing people.
Killing
their own people. You know, like.
And I've lost a lot of opportunities for it because I say things that to me, if it's in the Bible, I'm going to say it because it's not my opinion at that point. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's the word of God. And unfortunately, the word of God is very, very, very controversial nowadays. But I feel like the reason my popularity is rising is because people are coming to realize what the stuff I've been saying since the beginning.
Yeah, I'm not a Christian, but I have a lot of respect for Christians. And there's clearly an attack on Christians. It's just so blatant, like disrespecting Jesus and stuff.
Think about that, Jay.
It pisses me off when I see I'm not a Christian.
Like, everybody attacking Christians. Yeah, that means something to it, Jay.
Something to it.
Come on, Jay.
Are we going to get there? We'll start in a little bit.
Come on, Jay.
I haven't gone too deep in that one. We'll get into that one a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of people attacking them, you know, we'll talk about these people in a few minutes.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know, you agree there's clearly attack Christianity, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's exclusive like a Jewish thing.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I think that's why that's not one of those. I'm against Israel very strongly.
Yeah.
But I don't. Some of the Jew stuff I think is real. Some of it's not. Sometimes people want to blame Jews and everything. I think there is some. There is some.
I mean, record labels. When people say record labels are all owned by Jews, that's an objective. I mean, just statistically, it's an objective fact.
Yeah.
Now they all are. My problem is when people say it's because like they believe in the Talmud. Like 0% of the record label owners believe in the Talmud.
They're mostly atheists.
They're mostly atheists. Yeah. Yeah. So
majority of Jews are atheists. That's
majority
what's
of
confusing
Jews.
people.
Yeah.
But what do you think about all these Jews? The labels, the music they push is so detrimental to black people.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about $1. So the same record labels own all genres of music: pop, country, alternative.
That's true.
I mean, unless you're making like some obscure genre of music, you're owned by the same people. And I think to them it's all about $1. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe it's more. You might be right, or maybe it's better. Like why?
So,
things like NWA, you know, I listened to it as a teenager, but they're the ones that like start saying, let's start saying the N-word over and over.
Yeah.
It's like getting people calling themselves that, and it's like, I don't know, that can't be healthy for.
But they got popular. They was popular underground before they went mainstream. So think about it like this, right? Soulja Boy. I grew up in the South. I knew a Soulja Boy before he ever mainstream because he had stuff going in the streets. So a label will come and say, people like this, we're going to push it further. Now, clearly they don't have a good moral compass because if I see a Sexy Red and I care about morality, clearly I'm not going to invest in a Sexy Red. You know what I'm saying? But I think for them it's all about this what people seem like is liking, so we gonna spend millions to make it more popular.
They're missing the moral judgment of we're
not missing it. I don't think they care. I think it's just about. I think all they care about is the dollar. Their God is a dollar.
Yeah, because before I noticed the rap music, it was all the men. Now there's attack on the women with like the Sexy Red. I can't think of all the names. All these women rappers is acting like total whores, bro.
Yeah,
pushing whoredom.
Yeah.
You know something that disappointed me is Snoop Dogg. I used to like him. He had a cartoon now that's having like gay characters.
He had to submit.
Have you seen that?
He came, bro, because he came out. He said he took his son to a movie, a children movie that had LGBT stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? Common sense stuff that anybody should be against. Even Snoop Dogg, who's already a degenerate, he still was against it.
He was still against that.
Still against sense. But then he started losing opportunities, so he said he gotta bend the knee. He bent the knee, talk about he a gangster. You ain't no gangster rapper, you a sucker. And then he bent the knee, and now he put some gay stuff in the children's show. He a punk.
That's just crazy that that's what they want him doing. He knows it's wrong. He said it's wrong. So I just can't respect him. I mean, I wasn't his friend, but I've met the guy. He was cool, but I can't respect him now.
But here's the thing. It's because of what? His God is really a dollar. So I think that's the problem. That's why like money isn't the root of all evil. The love for money is the root of all evil. So I think a lot of these secular Jews in the industry, their God, because they don't believe in a God, so their God is that money. And when they see an easy lick, because for some reason a lot of black folk love pushing stuff like a Sexy Red or something or a Glorilla or something. So when they see people gravitating towards it, they gonna pump it up even more. They gonna spend millions to make you like it even more. They gonna try to, you know. So I think that's the cycle.
You have to blame black people too. You can't just blame the Jewish people pushing the music because they're going along with it. They're pushing it. It's like
you gotta blame. So that's why I say everybody deserves some blame. With pop music is degenerate. It's all hypersexual stuff. You gotta blame the white anybody who listen to that. Country music is about adultery, getting drunk in trucks, having fornication. You gotta blame the majority of white people who listen to that.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's the same labels pushing it. You know what I'm saying? But when they see something going,
that's for just looking to
I mean, come on, you know, you gonna spend a couple million and put them on the radio?
Have any of these companies tried to talk about signing you?
Yes.
Okay.
A few. They stopped. I remember when Trump was the president got popular. I'm not gonna say the company name. But they emailed me, and I literally just responded, I'm signed to Christ. And they never emailed me, again.
Respect. Like, I'm sure we like making money, but there's things bigger than that in life. Your soul means so much more than the dollar. Of course,
because they own your masters. They're gonna throw some money at you, so you're gonna always be in the red and own them, right? And then the funny thing about it is you're still gonna have to do the things you have to do already. I own the Sony FX3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I post content every single day. So my thing is, what can the label? My music is too controversial to get played on radio. So what can the label do for me anyway?
Too controversial, but you can put music killing kids and gay kids.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you can kill people in music.
But yours, you know, didn't your song "Let's Go Brandon" wasn't that banned everywhere?
It was banned on
Or almost everywhere.
That was only banned on YouTube. My song "Like Eminem," "Safe Space," and a few other ones was banned everywhere because it was about the LGBT. None of my political stuff really got banned except YouTube.
No, that stuff really gets you. Like I've had some strikes for talking about the LGBT stuff.
Oh, that'll get you up out
I
of it.
realized like, oh, I got to cut this stuff out now. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like how you can't. There's certain topics you can't have.
Well,
Any racial stuff you got to be careful. And I'm not hateful at all.
Yeah.
But I just have like real honest conversation.
Yeah.
You know, people can criticize things that white people do.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to like criticize like negative things in white culture.
For the most part, unless you say something like the N word with the hard R, you can talk about black people on the internet. But when you get to that LGBT realm, you got to be super careful. Mm-hmm. So I had to learn, like when I go live, I had to learn how to talk about it. But like you got to learn how to maneuver because that stuff will get you going. Like I'm on my 4th TikTok, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, TikTok I'm banned too. But it's such an important thing to talk about. Like this whole. Like, I was one of the earliest people pushing against the trans stuff, and you were one of the earliest people pushing against the gay stuff. And now people are starting to follow suit. With the trans stuff, they fully are, and you see it switching with the gay stuff, too.
Well, the problem is there's no trans without the gay stuff. Yep. That's like Christians were right about the slippery slope.
I used to think that was a stupid argument. They really are trying to push for pedophilia. I had a realization one day.
It's crazy. You know what's crazy? I used to write blogs about the LGBT propaganda stuff when under Obama's Supreme Court, like basically forced every state to legalize same-sex marriage. And the interesting part about it, bro, is I went and read one of my old blogs. I was way off. I didn't think it was gonna get this bad.
No, it's crazy. It went way beyond what
it's crazy.
I'll admit, I supported gay marriage at first. Not just lukewarm. I'm like, whatever. I always felt a little bit nauseous when I see two men together. I think that's a natural human.
Oh yeah, naturally humans are disgusted about it.
Yeah, but it's like I would try to hide it. It became the trendy thing. Like, oh, we're accepting now. I never accepted the trans stuff. I always refused. So that was a reality. But I did fall for this. But now it just got shoved down our throats so much. The pride stuff. I just got so sick of it and pushing on the kids, and I realized you were right,
bro.
You were speaking on this years ago.
Early. I mean, that's part.
Everyone was.
That's part of the reason Trump campaign. I used to work for the Trump campaign. They stopped working with me over the LGBT stuff. TPUSA wouldn't let me perform over the LGBT stuff. So it's like my views are becoming more mainstream now, but it's like I had to take a lot of arrows, not just me, a few people, but it took a lot of arrows for that. But, I just kept saying the same thing because it's true.
It sounds crazy now, but I remember like 4 or 5 years ago, you were literally one of the only voices I saw speaking against it. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
But it
made me start thinking, though, because I would look at some of the things you would say.
I mean, you talked about it at a TPUSA event.
You helped switch some of my thoughts because I was like accepting of it. And I'm like, and I'm still like, I think it should be in the closet, bro. We shouldn't have this shit praised. It shouldn't be shoved down our throats.
I ain't going to tell you what I think should happen.
You can say and we can cut it. Put it on Rumble.
I'm just saying, my response to that, and it's going to sound unrelated, I don't like illegal immigration. I think illegal immigrants should be deported.
I mean, I agree on that.
Okay.
That shouldn't be controversial. Like, how is that controversial?
I don't know.
Motherfuckers just come here legally, get having free shit. We're $30-something trillion in debt.
But I'm saying extrapolate that to what we said before.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I get it. Where are we going to report them to?
I mean, wherever they want to go. Tel Aviv, maybe.
That's the gayest place on earth.
Tel Aviv, one of the gayest, or no disrespect, but some European country. A lot of them countries are super pro gay.
Europe can take them right in.
Yeah, take them right in.
The Middle East ain't can take them in.
Nah. You can't go to the Middle East. You can't go to Africa with it.
Yeah,
but
super anti-gay too,
huh?
Africa is really anti-gay too.
I think is it South Africa? I think South Africa is starting to be more like leaning towards it a little bit. They're trying to really force it on African countries, but
they're trying hard.
No, they try hard.
It's clearly against God, the natural order. Even if you don't believe in God, it's against the natural order of evolution. So It's like, how could you look at this and think it's like
it's a net negative?
Should be pushed. It's a positive, yeah.
The only thing that can happen is the population can go lower once you run out. So like it's literally anti-human to engage in that activity. Never mind.
You can say whatever. We'll just cut a few pieces for YouTube. We have to. I have someone that Ron edits up good for YouTube. So
bro, all I'm saying is
we've learned what we get in strikes for and what we don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying like a lot of them dudes be having to wear diapers.
Yeah,
because it's not right.
No. It's just disgusting, bro. Like
Bro,
the
it's
AIDS,
not right. The AIDS,
amount of diseases
bro,
that are passed around.
Bro, I'm not gonna get too deep in it because it's disgusting, and I might like start gagging. But even if you look up why they're more susceptible to HIV and AIDS, it's simply because you're not supposed to be doing
You're not
that.
supposed to do that. I think straight people shouldn't do that shit either. You're not fucking supposed to do that. You're not meant to do that shit. Shit's supposed to come out there, not supposed to go in. I think it's disgusting. It's been they try to push it on straight people too, like we should do that. Probably help normalize it for them. It spreads diseases, filth. I lived in San Francisco for almost 20 years.
Oh my goodness,
that's bro. It's just
isn't that the white gay capital? Like Atlanta is the black gay capital.
It was the original gay capital, and it's still extremely gay. I think there are probably more gay cities than it now. But
San Francisco?
But there's one district in San Francisco that's just all gay, bro. And it's just disgusting. Dudes walking around naked. There was a pride parade one time, and I came home and there was gay dudes fucking my doorstep. And like I didn't know what to do, so I left. Because if I went and kicked them, I might get hate. And I don't want to like touch them naked. I just couldn't believe that. Like straight people want to do that, but the cops won't arrest them. That's when I really just got sick. And
I ain't gonna lie, you know what's funny?
This shit's too far.
So like, I don't curse at all, but I think if I saw that in real life, I wonder.
You would start cussing.
I wonder if I would. Cause I really don't do it at all, but I wonder if I saw something so disgusting. I wonder if I'll have to like be like, I can't believe I just said, because it's like I can't even imagine something like that.
It was just foul and disgusting. Thanks for watching Fight Back Podcast. If you like the show, like, subscribe, or share the video. There's also donation links in the descriptions. All right, our filming just cut out. Not sure exactly when. My producer, Ron, is a little bit high. In his defense, he's not supposed to be working. It's the middle of the night. I hit him up like, hey, Ron, you got to work. He's not like a night person.
Yeah.
I work him like 60 hours a week. Yeah. But he's high as shit. Stop filming. We don't know what we're talking about. I think we're talking about shame, Japan.
Yeah.
About how the emotion, you can't really redo the conversation, but how shame's such a strong emotion. And maybe we need a little more shame in America.
Yes. That's why I shame people. I shame family members. Like Ron, look, he's not like a brother of mine or something, because I'd be like, lay off the weed.
Came in, the place like smelling like weed, but like I said, I made him work where he's not supposed to be, so I can't shit on too much.
We're his humble abode, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's going to be cool to Ron right now. Exactly. He can smoke weed in his house. But we were talking about how visiting Japan, how the culture is so different over there. There's no like strict laws, but it's so shame based, and it works, you know. But there's also the downside of it, of people depressed.
Yeah, they're robots. Meaning, like if the president of Japan said everybody get a vaccine, they're all getting it. But there's good because there's no crime.
Exactly.
Everybody follow the rules. And I think in America we have the opposite problem. Too much individualism. Everybody only cares about themselves. And nobody cares about the group. And when I say group, I mean Americans. And when you don't care about the group at all, you only care about yourself. I mean, America's dirty.
Exactly.
Promotes nothing but degeneracy.
You live in these cities and it's just so filthy and disgusting,
dirty,
where it makes you start feeling like litter's no good.
Oh, yeah.
You would never litter in Japan, but there's no trash cans out. There's not a single trash can. You were talking earlier before it cut off how you like ordered food and you started to eat outside, and then you realized everyone's looking at you. Like,
we saw some chips. Everybody was just staring like, what are y'all? Like, they didn't say anything. They're just staring, and we knew what they were staring for.
At home or the restaurant.
Yeah, so we put the chips back in the bag, got in our hotel room, then we did it. It's very... it's a very interesting culture, but it's also probably why they have a high suicide rate. We have a high suicide rate here, but it's because everybody is on these SSRIs, they hooked on porn, you know, they jacked up.
Lots of problems. I think a mix would be perfect because they take it too extreme. We take it too extreme the other day with we're not looking out for our own people a little bit.
No, everything is in America is about the individual is me. I call America me culture.
Yeah. And I look at it like, if you're American, you're American. You know, I've talked to white nationalists, and they're like only white people. These guys are actually nice, respectful people. But I think as America, we all need to look back and like, if we're all Americans to hold this society together, we need to all come together a little bit. It doesn't mean you abandon your own race and don't look out for your people a little bit, but you have to also look at, if we're all Americans, we have to...
My problem with the whole racial stuff is that changes by geography. Like... I grew up, my first best friend was white, his name John. I live from the South. A white dude from the country in the South has nothing in common with a white yuppie guy from New York City. Yeah. Just nothing in common. So it's like, I think things should be more about the country rather than about race, because that makes more rational sense.
I told some of these white nationalists, but okay, if you have a black guy, a Mexican guy that's super base thinking like you, why would you push him away? You know, and don't get me wrong, I do think there is something to racial element. So I understand some of their points, but you also, if you have like me and you thinking very similar, we should work together, not be like, oh, you're black, I'm white, we're not going to work together.
This is why I like the Bible, because who would I rather be around? A bunch of black people that don't follow the Bible, or a bunch of white people that follow the Bible? Of course, I'm going to choose the white people that's going to follow the Bible, because we have the same core values. To me, what should unite people or separate people is core values. Mm-hmm. And to give an example, right, with the racial stuff, white conservatives a lot of times are cool, mm-hmm. right?
Yeah.
But the worst people on planet Earth I've ever run into are white liberals.
Dude, they're so obnoxious.
It's obnoxious. It's like
being anti-racist, but they're so. Like,
oh no,
they're really like racist. Oh, you can't get an ID. Like, how racist is that?
Nah, bro, it's worse than that. When I used to walk around with a MAGA hat in Washington D.C.
Oh shit, they probably got pissed.
Bro, where a white woman walked up to a group of us. My wife was there. She said, "I thought y'all were smarter than that."
Wow.
Oh yeah. So y'all black. I thought y'all were smart. Like they feel like they own you.
They do. They look.
Yeah.
It's like you're the pets. They're so racist without even realizing it. They act like they would think I'm a racist. But like, you guys are actually racist. I treat them like equals. That's why I'm gonna judge them when they do things bad. But I don't view them any differently. You do. You're them like little pets. Don't hold them to the same standards.
Even when I get death threats now, it's always the same person. It's a white leftist every single time. Like the
trannies gave me a bunch of death threats.
Exactly, bro. It's like every death threat I get is from the same person. Look who tried to kill Nick Fuentes outside his door.
Was that leftist? Was probably a white guy.
It was a white leftist. It wasn't no black guy.
That's true.
Matter of fact, I think every time Nick Fuentes has been attacked physically, it was about somebody else white.
Interesting.
Because they hate his ideas.
Yeah, I think black people aren't that bothered by Fuentes for the most part.
A lot of black people don't like Jews either. But I mean, of course, a black person will get your average black person will get offended if they heard some of the stuff Nick Fuentes say. But like, black violence is typically like gang stuff.
No, a lot of it is gangs killing each other. That's the huge problem. Places like Chicago, the murder rate is insane.
Yeah, black people love killing each other.
Just killing each other. No,
and it's in small areas, so it's like really the crime in Chicago is really like just these specific neighborhoods. Yep. And they amount to all the crime. And it's like, oh my goodness, bro. I've done interviews with people from Chicago, and it's like, they respect people that shoot people more than the people that get money.
That's crazy. But those areas are so bad. I go to Chicago often, and those areas are so
crazy.
Bad.
Crazy, bro.
I won't go to those areas. I ain't taking my white ass out to those areas.
Honestly, my biggest problem with the racial conversation is, in reality, black people and white people should shut up. And the reason I say that, because there's only one group in this country who doesn't do anything wrong.
The Asians?
Asians. They don't lead in any crime statistics. 0%. They don't lead in no white collar crime statistics. They don't lead in no crime, no drunk driving.
They just stay silent too. The Jews are so loud, but they don't do a lot of violent crime, but they are loud. They want to be respected. They want this. They want all these laws for them. The Asians just stay quiet.
They stay to themselves, and they don't have a high divorce rate. They don't have literally.
They shame more for divorces.
Bro, I'm talking about I was researching this the other day, and literally Asians don't lead in anything bad in this country.
It's true.
Anything.
They deserve more credit, but they stay quiet. They stay out of the debate.
And they have the highest average IQ.
Yeah. They never get shot by the cops either.
Nope.
They never fight back against the cops. No, Asians don't do much bad.
I don't think they ever get stopped by the cops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have stopped an Asian if I was a cop. I pull them over. Get out of here.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
They drive too slow.
Yeah. That's why I'll be seeing all the racial conversations, and I'm like, bro, people are coming at the racial conversations from the wrong angle, bro. Because
let's give those Asians some props.
Well, because between black and white people, nobody crap smells good. And what I mean by that, black people, they do this argument where it's with the 13%, people say people portray it as all black people commit crimes. And it's I don't think that's what people are saying. It's just
on average, they're pointing out.
Black people are 13% of the population, and black people commit 51% of homicides. And the majority of violent crime. Black people do not commit the majority of crime. That's not true.
Yeah.
But it's violent crime. But it's that's a fact people got to deal with.
They say racist for saying that, but that's just a fact.
It's just a fact. But the same thing on the other side. White people account for, depending on what study you look at, is 78 to 81% of child pornography convictions.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disgusting, bro. I'm gonna look this up.
You look it up. And black people account for 4% of child pornography convictions. Guess how much Asians account for?
Like 0 or 1%?
Less than 1%.
That's disappointing, my people, man.
I mean, but see, to me, it's like, this country is degenerate, bro. The degeneracy just comes out in different ways depending on what culture you grew up around. So to me, it's not even like when I hear 30% of the population commit 51% of homicides, I don't think my people.
Yeah, because those aren't your people. You don't look at them as your people.
I don't kill people. I will pop somebody now, but that's if it's self-defense. But them ain't my people. My people are the people I fellowship with every Sabbath, or you know what I'm saying? Like, these my people. My homie Tyson James, who's white.
Oh, is he a white guy you're just with?
Yeah.
I'll look him up later.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So like these my people.
Yeah, I think because I came through fighting, so my people were the fighters. No matter what race you were.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand you have to have something in common, so I do understand that. So without something in common, I could understand why you're like, oh, we're black people, we're white people. But for me, if you can find something else in common, that's better. Like church for you, you know.
Here's my thing, right? What do you have in common with Nick Fuentes, actually?
I mean, we don't like Israel, both of us.
But I'm like lifestyle. Like,
our lifestyles are the same at all, you know.
0%.
Yeah.
How about somebody like, Nate Diaz, he's Hispanic?
Yeah, he's like half white, half Hispanic, but a ton in common with him.
How about John Jones, someone like that?
John Jones, he likes to party. He likes to have fun.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I realized when I started boxing? When you get to the gym, at first you get treated, before you start actually sparring, you get treated like you're nobody.
Yep.
But when you start sparring,
get ignored, you're just a shadow. It's that's more hurtful than getting picked on.
But when you start sparring and stuff, you realize like nobody really cares about race when you in that gym.
Nope.
Because that white boy over there got hands, that black dude right there got hands, that Hispanic dude got hands in the crazy gas tank.
They care about who can beat your ass in a crazy gas tank. Remember Conor McGregor got called racist for saying someone boxed like a Mexican? That's a compliment.
That's a compliment.
That's a compliment. Like, that's how crazy these liberals are. Saying someone boxed like a Mexican, that's like a huge compliment.
That's they have a style of fighting. I mean,
dude, they're all in shape. They're
all in shape.
I sparred my career. Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz, and Gil Melendez. 3 Mexicans were my main sparring partners, bro. Fuck, I hate those fucking Mexicans. I think I'm allowed to say spick when I'm all tired. Fuck you, you fucking Mexican. We talk so much shit, but we were such good friends, bro.
But see, that's my thing. It's like, that's what makes a person. It's not, it can't be race. It doesn't make any sense. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, you might, dang, my bad. But you might, like, you have something in common with Nick Fuentes about, like, he's anti-Israel, but Nick is...
But we're not going to work out together. We're not going to believe together. We're not going to sweat together.
Nick doesn't, you know, Nick is like, I wish Nick would.
I would. I told him.
I would love to spar with Nick.
I told him too, bro. Oh, you should start training, but
he started. Like, he
looked at me like I'm a retard.
Yeah, you know, Nick is not into. And it's his view, but he's not into the working out and the.
It would make him like so much more relatable to some people.
Yeah, but
he's blowing up regardless.
But you know what's crazy? I actually think when he says, like, I was watching him, and he said, I don't care about working out and stuff like that. And I watched it. Of course, I disagree. You know, like,
there's a clip of him making fun of us for working out. Yeah, I saw that.
But I don't know. I feel like as a group of men, it's like, I don't know, nobody feel like doing that. Like, a group of men that's just not into it. So I feel like it does actually make Nick relatable to a specific group of people who that's relatable to.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it would be good to encourage men to, hey, go get in shape. Because strong mind, strong body, they go together, I think. It's like so important to have a strong physical body and mind.
Bro, I think all men should be sparring. Like, even right now, I lost 40 pounds last year, gained a lot of it back, I got to lose it back. That's just a fact. But I think all men should understand what it's like to get punched in the face.
Like, you feel like more of a man when you started fighting, right? Bro, when you first started boxing, you were just all amped up.
Oh, bro, my first time sparring, I got beat up by a 17-year-old kid. But I wasn't mad. I wasn't embarrassed. It was just like I need to step my game up.
Kid, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, now, well, I ain't been back to the gym in like 2 months, but before I went on tour and stuff, I was sparring some of the newer guys and, like, you know.
Get you going. I get to be the tough guy now.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know, but it's like all men understand that because every man think they're capable of violence. But my first time sparring, I realized that I can't fight.
I think guys have so much overconfidence with their fighting.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't realize the levels of this shit. Like, dudes think, oh, I can beat him with a few more training. It's like, bro, you know my entire life I've been doing
this. It's crazy because people don't know what it feels like to get punched in the face and have to actually react in a proper way. Yeah.
And then you get tired.
And then you get tired quick. So it's like, the thing I had to overcome is like, not overly reacting when somebody's throwing a punch at me.
Gas yourself out. You have to learn to pace your fight and burst.
Yeah, so once I learned that, it's like okay, boom, I see the problem. So like when people be, I got a guy I spar with sometime, and I always tell people that want to get in a fight, and I said, in reality, the real thing you'll have to get over is not being scared to get hit, because it's not that bad as you think getting hit.
No, it don't hurt that much when you're sparring.
Yeah,
the body shots do.
My coach, I've never been dropped with a headshot, but my coach has dropped me with a body shot.
First time sparring, Chuck Liddell dropped me with a liver shot.
Ooh.
I was a punk though. I'm kind of like challenging him, and he could knock me out with a head kick. That was just a wake up call.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that hurts so bad. Yeah. And Chuck's just standing over me like he was mad at me. He hit my liver, and I held it. So he went to the liver like 3 times. He's like, "Don't fucking ever show you're hurt." I remember that lesson.
My coach said to me, but I can't help it, bro. You hit me with a liver shot.
Damn, it's like, oh, it hurts so bad.
And me, my body is broad. So it's not. I'm not good at blocking my body shots.
Because it's hard. You gotta like lean.
It's hard because I'm too wide. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So my arms are already out here.
You guys can look for the body,
bro. Yeah, because my defense up top is pretty decent. Mm. But then people be giving me the body shots. Like sometimes I don't care, but you will care
if it lands right. Yeah, somebody. But it sometimes don't hurt at all. But if it lands in the right spot,
it's over. It's over.
Didn't you light up that Patriot? Mr. Patriot, that guy's such a clown.
You know, me and him, we squashed it, but it is
glad you dropped him. I don't like him.
It is a fact that he attacked me because of my biblical beliefs. That's
why he attacked you,
bro. So we was in we was at the hotel, and all the influencers were there. You know, the same hotel that all the TV USA events.
I didn't get invited the last year.
I know, but the one before that you did. It's the same.
Can't figure out why I didn't get invited.
So the same lobby, same everything, bro. And we all in there. People coming up to me for pictures, typically. And he came up to me like, "Are you Bryson Gray?" So I'm thinking it's like somebody like something. Yeah. So I said, "Yeah, what's up?" And then he said, "I'm talking." And Jimmy Levy right there, we talking.
Jimmy's cool.
Yeah. Then he said, "Why did you call my friend a cunt?" No. An abomination. He said, "Why'd you call my friend an abomination?" I said, "Who's your friend?" And he said, conservative aunt. I was like, "Oh, he's gay. He's an abomination." I put the Bible. That's what would you expect me to say? He knew the answer to that question. So then I thought it was weird. So I started talking to him. I started talking about Jimmy Levy because I thought it was weird to come up to me and act like we're friends, like act like you're a fan or something. And then he said, "You're a cunt." He said it loud so everybody can hear him call me a cunt. And I kid you not, I looked. I said, so weird. So I went and kept talking to Jimmy Levy. Because I'm like, I don't...
Trying to avoid it.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Next thing you know, I'm talking to Jimmy Levy, and he just hit me.
Wow, he can't even just suck a
bro, I didn't see it because it was from... He hit me from behind.
That's such a bitch move, bro.
Yeah, so he hit me from behind, and then he ran. So by the time I turn around and see what's going on, he's almost halfway out the door. And then... he left, and I told him, I said, because he tried to brag about it on Twitter.
He hit you and then ran away.
Yeah.
That's just the biggest. I would expect that from him, though. He's
bro,
such a bitch.
So then he bragged about it on Twitter after that. Mm-hmm. And in my mind as a man, I'm like, you can't be bragging about this on Twitter because this is, So then I tweeted him, and I said, listen, I can get you locked up right now. And you ain't getting out till Monday because you just assaulted me. That, or, we can meet up and, meet up and like, man. And then he wanted to fight in gravel, which I thought was crazy because there was grass and there was a street.
Why do you want to fight in gravel?
My theory, I don't know. You have to ask him because we don't have beef right now, so I'm sure he'll answer it honestly. But I think his view was, we'll be slipping and he can get me on the ground.
I see.
That's what I thought he was doing.
The concrete one, you guys could get killed.
But it was a patch of grass though too.
The grass would make sense.
Grass would make
concrete,
sense.
Unless you really want to hurt someone.
Oh yeah.
You could fucking kill someone slamming on concrete.
But I asked him. I said, "Bro, it's grass right here," and he yelled at me. He was like, "Shut the f up! We're doing it right here in the gravel." And I think in his mind, like if we slip and we both slip, because he's bigger than me, so he probably was like not taller but like wider. So in his mind, he probably like, if we can get on the ground, I can.
I control you because you got hands. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean that's not how it ended up happening, but
lit him up real quick.
Well, so my whole thing was
kick you in the nuts though too.
Yeah. So you know what's funny? When we was walking up, his friend was like, "I already talked to Mr. Patriot. No dirty fighting. No stuff." So he actually, as my wife, she was walking with me. So they forced me to agree.
To no dirty fighting.
To no dirty fight. And
that means they're gonna do something dirty, bro. If someone says something like that.
Now
Otherwise they don't bring it up.
Now I know. But they also said, and if somebody clearly has the upper hand, end it, it's over.
Someone's getting hurt.
No, just if somebody clearly, he said specifically, if somebody is clearly in control, let it go, because none of us trying to get hurt out here. So I said, I'm cool. Because I wouldn't even, I'm like, bro, I'm cool. So we went, and when he got in his fighting stance, I already knew how it was going to go. So I didn't throw no punch.
Did he have any boxing or no?
No. That's why if you watch it, I was just, because I didn't want to slip and fall.
I got to rewatch that. I've never seen it.
Yeah, so I didn't want to slip and fall. So I was just, you know what I'm saying? And my back was slouching over, which is bad technique, obviously. But you know what I'm saying? I was just doing my technique and just letting him throw punches. And then I think I attempted one hook just to see what would happen. But I was really just trying to tire him out, to be honest.
Yeah, that's smart. People don't have conditioning.
Oh, because I know if you're doing, because his first punch was like very wild and he slipped.
So he's in gas.
I said, you throw 3 of those, throw 2 more of those for me, bucko. And then, so then when I realized he was tired, he did a deep breath. I tried to come in, but when I came in, I slipped.
Oh shit!
In my mind, I'm like, oh no, because I don't know if he has wrestling background. I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? When I slipped, he tried to suplex me.
Oh damn!
And I ended up turning him over, and that's when the part you remember happened. But
it was a long time ago I saw. I didn't know he was at the time. But now the guy. He's widely considered the most unlikable person on Twitter. There's a lot of people on Twitter. That's pretty impressive.
But he attacked me because of my biblical beliefs. You know, he told me on the Logic Saber show that it was because he was drunk and stuff. So, I mean, listen.
You're like semi-cool, but I think he's a clown.
Well,
he's always running his mouth to me, acting like bitch, you wouldn't even be worth my time.
Listen, I'm a believer. I forgive people. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's. I ain't gonna even say that, but yeah, I forgive people.
Yeah, we all fuck up, but there's only I'll forgive people, but there's only so many times I'll forgive someone too.
Oh, I agree.
Someone keeps fucking up, it's like, all right, I'm done.
Don't get confused.
Like once or twice.
I will still forgive people, but that doesn't mean I'll put you in a position to treat me that way again.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't forgive doesn't mean forget. Forgive just means, you know what I'm saying?
Not holding that hatred.
Not holding that hatred against you. And I do got a bit of respect for Mr. Patriot, because somebody at TPUSA tried to lie and said that I started it and I provoked him. And then I asked him, this is before we squashed it, and I said, can you tell this person that you started it? And he actually quote tweeted me and said, Bryson's correct, he didn't do none of that you claim. I walked up to him, I started it. And Mr. Patriot did that, and I was like, I have to have a little bit of respect for you because
at least he did that.
Yeah, like he didn't have to do that.
The guy believes.
Yeah, I know.
The back of the head though and running.
Oh yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. That's still some punk stuff. I would never do that stuff. But I feel like as like you're a real fighter. I'm like a novice, but I feel like when you get to them gyms, you sort of have a respect for it, and like it is like we got too much like sort of pride in it to sucker punch somebody. It's not. It's just. You know, real men don't do that. But
no, if it's like a life and death situation, then yes. But like in like a fight to like of honor, no, you're not going to do that.
If you're mad at something I say, then be like, yo, let's square up.
We're going to fight you like a man. I'm not going to go side punch you. If we had to fight over your biblical beliefs, which doesn't seem like it.
But it's like
let's hit. We're probably going to disagree real quick. Let's go Israel.
Yeah, let's go Israel.
I'm extremely anti-Israel. I think the Bible, you're probably pro-Israel. Are you?
No. So I am objective. So I'm not a Zionist.
Okay.
And I do not like or support the government of Israel.
Okay.
Nor do I support, for the most part, how Israel is being ran. Because in biblical Israel, Tel Aviv wouldn't exist. And I also believe, so the Bible does say that to bless Israel. That's a context. It's talking about Abraham's seed was referring to this people. But the problem is, that's only if they deserve the blessing.
Yeah.
The Bible actually says your blessings will turn to curses if you're disobedient. And there is no way to say that the current Israel isn't being disobedient, because Tel Aviv exists.
The gay capital of the world.
The majority of people in Israel are secular.
Yep. I think about 75% are atheists.
Yes. So now same-sex marriage is illegal, even though they find loopholes. But
and racial marriage is illegal there too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or interreligious, I guess, for Jews.
Oh, interreligious, okay, that makes sense.
Kind of race too, though, so it's a little slippery slope.
Interreligious. Well, there's Ethiopian Jews.
That's true.
And they don't follow the Talmud.
But they kind of look down upon the Ethiopian Jews there.
They do a little bit. They treat you differently. But, so my whole thing is about objectivity. And you have multiple different groups saying multiple different things. So, we have two ways to go about this. Are these people, the Jews, or at least a part of the Jews by blood, or are they not? That's a debate. I think it's possible because, a lot of them are DNA tests. You need a court order.
It kind of shows, the DNA. You're much more reasonable this than I thought.
Oh, yes.
I thought you were a Christian Zionist.
You thought I was a Zionist?
I did.
Oh, no, sir.
My bad. I thought we were going to have a disagreement.
No, sir, no. I mean, we still might disagree.
Yeah, no, we're not disagreeing, but we're agreeing with a lot more than I expected.
Yeah, so but here's the thing, right? People say when they get DNA tests, a lot of the DNA come from Europe.
Hey guys, I'm demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support me and the podcast, go to fightbackpodcast.com and you can buy some cool merch like the shirt I'm wearing now. As many of you guys know, I run a free speech podcast. That comes as a price. It's being demonetized everywhere. So one way to support the podcast is to buy your books from AntelopeHillPublishing.com. Today's selection is The Trans Industrial Complex. This book covers the money-making machine of the trans industries and shows it's not to help people, but to make money and get rich. So again, if you want to support the podcast, go to AntelopeHillPublishing.com and be sure to use promo code FIGHTBACK. That'll save you money and support me. Thank you. Don't blame him on me. Don't blame him on me.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
I don't take him.
But
the black Israelites, the black Hebrews.
But so here's my thing, right? That is true. I think 50% of Israel, 50% of the Jews in Israel, their DNA traces a lot of it back to Europe. But here's my thing. The Bible says that the Israelites will be dispersed to four corners of the world. So of course they can be dispersed to Europe. And they probably started intermingling with the Europeans, and then they had children. And that's why a lot of the people in Israel now have a lot of... Now, black Hebrew Israelites are going to hate me for this because they believe that all the Jews in Israel are just simply white people.
They were exactly the same.
White people. And I can't agree to that. I believe it's all four corners of the earth. Now, the problem is people say that the people in Israel right now, this is the fulfilled prophecies of Jews coming back to the promised land. But that can't make sense because they didn't really come back from all four corners of the earth, though. They seem to mostly came from... Ashkenazi Jews.
Mostly Poland and Ukraine.
Yeah, no, so we're talking about the rapists. You were saying the rapists didn't happen. And I was going to say, like a lot of videos coming from Hamas, it was the same child that was killed in like 10 videos.
There was a little bit of propaganda.
But it was getting posted, getting so many millions of views.
There was so much just terrible shit done, though. I'm on all these Telegram trials. The brutality they done is so real. So yes, there has been some stuff fake put out that wasn't there, but nowhere near like the... I mean, President Biden said 40 babies were beheaded.
But, I mean, here's my question, right? No matter what your views on October 7th was, let's just say October 7th happened because Hamas took credit for it.
Yeah.
And the people that did what they did in Israel, when they went back to Palestine, they were praised.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so my question is, how can you push someone and then dictate how hard they can push you back?
Well, the people is before this land was taken from them like earlier. So what? 1947. It was their land. They've been put in these little camps, abused. They've been getting slaughtered for their whole lives. Whenever they tried doing peaceful protests in 2014, they would shoot them in the dicks as they would try to walk through.
Okay, that part was bad.
Have you watched like the settlers?
So
they take their houses, they beat them, they rape their women. They're just like treated like animals.
So I agree with that protest. But the same thing has happened on the other side. Palestine has started stuff with Israel. Like every time they have a peace treaty, that peace treaty is broken by either or. But a lot of times, not likely it didn't happen that many times, but a few of the times it happened, it was Palestine breaking a peace treaty also.
They're not perfect. They're not saying they're perfect, but I think the way Israel treats them, they have all the power, is just brutal. And they're using American money is why I get so pissed, and our weapons.
I don't like supporting them financially, but here's the thing, and this is a fact. The schools in Palestine, they raise their children to want to kill Jews.
But they do the Jews too. There's videos of both.
Not the same.
We'll find them both.
It's not the same.
No, they have them. These little kids are spitting on Christians there. They're both taught hatred.
That's one sect of Jews that hate Christians. I agree. This happened. B. Tatum admitted it, right? That's a sect of Jews. That's disgusting. I agree it's disgusting. But they don't get brought up in school wanting to die for the fact of harming another religion. Even if they grow up being taught
the religion, they just want the land back. Could you imagine if your land was taken, you were putting in camps, you're watching your kids killed, arms blown off? Like, would you have love for these people?
That's happened on both sides. But I'm talking about something that's exclusive.
Happened a lot more. What is it, 1,000 to 1 or something? Death rate.
But exclusively, in like not in all Muslim places, but specifically in Palestine, these kids are being raised, taught, have honor in killing Jews.
I mean, how would you feel if you were in Gaza?
Huh?
Would you want to fight back, or would you just stay there? Would you have no way in, out? You're in this tiny little strip of land that was taken from you. You're in a camp. They're bombing you. They've leveled the entire place.
They was getting raised to believe this before this. So this is the funny thing. Palestine,
because they've been treated like this forever.
This is what makes it biblical. Palestine sort of comes from the word Philistine, which is a perpetual enemy of Israel. Hamas literally means war and evil.
But when the Jews were first coming in, they weren't attacking them. So the Jews started. Do you know the Jews invented modern terrorism? Like, I don't know if you studied much of how like the Zionism it came through. It's these people, the Europeans, atheists. They came in and said, God. You have atheists saying God promised them this land. They came in, they started bombing.
I don't know why atheists would say that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? They use it to manipulate Christians.
I don't think they use it to manipulate Christians. What I believe with Jews, I believe that they get taught they're special, even if they leave the faith.
God's chosen people, yeah, you're still a Jew.
So they can be the most degenerate people on earth, and they still think they're chosen by God. No, you're a child of Satan if you're living opposite of what the Bible says. I don't care what you believe you are. I don't care if you are Jew by blood. People got removed from the tribes in the Bible for being disgusting. But my thing is with the Israel-Palestine thing, that land was Israel's before it was theirs, biblically.
They're likely not the same people. Like you said, they can't get DNA tests. They're from like up in Poland and Ukraine, so how can, and they're atheists, so how can they come back and say, God gave me this land?
Oh, no, that part I agree with. That whole idiot is crazy. But I'm saying it is Israel's land. Now the debate about who is Israel, how about the Ethiopian Jews there? They got the same DNA. Because, you know, Palestinians, they're actually Semitic people, DNA-wise,
the
right?
Palestinians are Semitic, exactly. You can make a case that they're land.
Also, Ethiopian Jews, though, and they follow halfway the religion, you know what I'm saying, of the people that was there originally biblically. So, and it's not just Ethiopian Jews. There are more sects that's in Israel that are not Ashkenazi.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the majority. But there are more people there that do have Semitic DNA, and they are actually following the religion. That's not an excuse for the majority of people. They're being secular atheists, homosexuals, degenerates. They should be all kicked out, deported. But you know, I'm just saying there's an element to this that I don't see the other side talking about, where these kids are being taught to kill Jews.
I'll show you some videos of Jews being taught the exact same thing. And I'm not disagreeing that a lot of these people do hate Jews, but could you imagine if you were in that situation, you've been born into these camps, constantly seeing family members killed. They've killed like probably over 100,000 because there's so many missing people too. I think there's official numbers about 65, 70, they know for sure, but there's like tens of thousands of missing people. Where are you missing in such a small area?
But who's responsible? Do I think Israel took it too far? Yes. But again, right? You're an experienced fighter. I'm a novice. I know for a fact I can't beat you in a fight.
Yeah.
If I punch on your face right now and you beat the crap out of me and I got a broken nose, who's to blame?
You, and I understand the argument you're making, but I think here the difference is it didn't start October 7th. These people, imagine if I had just been bullying you nonstop and people see you punch me, and that their only chance is to get the world to support them. So they had to they've just been treated so bad for so many years.
But who's bullying who? Because when you research the conflicts between Israel and Palestine, there's blame. And by the way, I'm not saying Israel has no blame in this. They have started, you brought up the protests where it was shooting the protesters.
Shooting them in the dick, they're aiming for. That's just evil. These are peaceful protesters.
But what about the times Hamas started it?
No, it's a complex issue. I'm not going to disagree, but I think overall Israel's been taking land. Do you know much about the West Bank?
Yeah.
Hamas isn't there. It's a separate territory. They're constantly in there, raiding it, burning houses down. They're coming in, slaughtering people's animals, burning their trees down. Imagine if people were doing this in your land. Would you fight back, or would you just be like, oh, this is okay?
Well, the Native Americans tried to fight back. They lost.
Yeah, and it's terrible what we did to them, but we admit that. I think part of and these guys
we don't. People brag about it and say, America first, we won. Native Americans are a bunch of losers.
I think it's terrible what we did to the Native Americans. I think America's great, so I'm glad we have our country, but I think it's terrible what we did to them.
So you can be consistent and say that. But even in the Bible, how did the people Israel get the land Israel? They didn't get it. They didn't say, knock, knock. God, please let us in. No. In the book of Numbers, God literally killed thousands of Israelites because they were scared to conquer the Canaanites. Conquer them by force. That's how they got the promised land.
Yeah, no, I mean, human history's been brutal if you look through it, but like, whose land was originally? I don't think they're the same Jews. That's why DNA test is legal.
This is the debate, and it is very fishy that you need a court order to get a DNA test. That's asinine. That's crazy. Why does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, plus what Israel's done to America, like we're not getting too in depth on this. I've talked about podcasts a lot. Like they've said false flags, terrorist attacks on us before. Levon Flare in Egypt, where they were bombed U.S. thing, trying to blame the Muslim Brotherhood. They tried to kill President Truman with letter bombs. This is all factual stuff you could look up. They bombed the USS Liberty, killing 34 U.S. servicemen. I interviewed a guy from that, one of the veterans. He was given a gag order, and they're told not to talk about it.
How about Muslims, though? How they feel about the U.S.?
A lot of them actually like it.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Their dream is to conquer the U.S. because they view us as demonic.
I think a lot of this is exaggeration. Some do. There's crazy ones, but I've been to a lot of these countries. I've been treated great. Like on Christmas, I was brought presents. Like I've traveled around the country. I'm
not saying Muslims will be nice to an American, but they view America as a devil that needs to be conquered.
A lot of that is because our ties with Israel. Like you read Osama bin Laden's letter, it's clearly because our ties to Israel.
No, I think well, why do they hate Israel so much?
Because they came in and took the land. Like why do they come take land of all these Muslim countries?
Muslims hate Israel so much because they are a biblical enemy of Israel, and they are a perpetual enemy of Israel biblically. And I'm friends with a few Muslims, but it's just a reality. Muslims hate America. And I'm not, by the way, I don't disagree with the reasons they actually hate America. Because they hate America because we're degenerate.
Yeah, some things we do.
We are degenerate.
They're way more conservative than Americans. They're against the gay stuff, the trans stuff. So I like some Muslims, not all, but I like these countries I've been to. That's why I'm defending them. I was treated real good. Their hospitality.
They do treat people good, but they are willing to kill themselves and other people, especially Americans, because they want them virgins.
I think some of this is true, but some of this was propaganda by who runs the media, who runs the Hollywood. Bro, they want Christians and Muslims to hate each other.
No, bro.
They want us fighting our wars, like the Iraq War. Who was that for? Benjamin Netanyahu. There wasn't no weapons of mass destructions.
I don't believe that, but that's what I'm saying, though. I don't think it's not propaganda. It's the religions are not compatible. Because Muslims, they believe they have to, in their book, they have to destroy you and attack you if you're disagreeing with their religion. This is in the book, in the Quran.
Muslims and Christians both love Jesus Christ. What do Jews think of Jesus Christ?
Different. You think it's the same?
They think he's burning. They don't think he's the son of God, but they love and adore him at least.
But if you
better think he's burning.
But if you believe that Jesus is the son of God, what do Muslims call that?
I don't know.
They call it blasphemy and idolatry. And you deserve to die.
These are the extreme ones you're talking about.
No, this is the Quran. Mm-hmm. This is both. This is both two divisions of Islam. They believe that because they have to. So when you read the Talmud, they say disrespectful things about Jesus. Yeah, but in most cases, you're not getting killed for being a Christian.
I just don't think there's many cases of them killing it. And like I said, Israel has killed Americans. They bombed the USS Liberty. I think they've manipulated us. They've stolen our nuclear secrets. They're our top spy threat. It's not our allies. All they do is suck money from us.
I don't agree with us sending money to Israel all the time. I believe if they have a war, fight their own war.
Fight their own fucking wars.
You know what I'm saying? But I believe that about every country because Israel don't even receive the most money from us out of countries. We give even the last few years.
Israel's the top that we paid.
No,
the last year we gave more to Ukraine, but
even before that we didn't get the most. Israel's number 3.
Over the last 100 years, Israel, or since not 100 years, 80 years, it's by far the most.
Oh, you're talking about if you could combine all 80 years.
There's certain years where we'll give a country more money, like Ukraine and stuff, but overall Israel.
No, I'm pretty sure since 2020 is when I started researching it. Israel's number 3. And then Israel became
because Ukraine got an insane amount of money.
No, Ukraine just got number 1 within the last couple of years. But
Israel's always getting money year after year.
They do always get money from us, and
we also pay Egypt and Jordan a lot of money. That's because they're on the border.
I think it's Jordan that we give a lot of money to also.
They give a lot of money, but that's so they stay friendly with Israel.
I mean, you can say that. But I'm saying we give people a lot of money. It's like the APAC, but APAC is not even top 10
It's because they're the only one that doesn't have to register as a foreign agent. So what people manipulate things.
Because they're
right?
Americans that support Israel.
But if you're a Russian that you're pushing for the Russian government, you have to register a foreign agent still. Or if you're Chinese and you're trying to petition, so it's still breaking the rules.
That depends on how you're interpreting. By the way, let me say this before. I don't support APAC.
JFK got shot when he was trying to make him register.
Oh my goodness! Listen.
Hey, look it up.
No, I have. I'll look this up. I'll look up a connection between Israel and JFK.
Jacob Rubenstein.
Yeah, Jacob Rubenstein. But here's the thing. We're talking about Israel a lot. Once again, I'm not saying Israel does nothing wrong. I'm just saying, as a Christian, would I rather live in a country that's Muslim or I'd rather live in a country that's Jewish? And I would prefer the Jewish country.
I don't know. Have you been to Israel or no?
No.
Yeah, I've been there.
I know people
I would treat it better in the Muslim countries than Israel. It wasn't terrible. Israel
Hold
wasn't
on,
terrible.
now I'm about to say I heard you say it was fun.
It wasn't terrible. No, it wasn't terrible. Israel wasn't terrible. But,
yeah, come on.
But I was treated amazing in the Muslim countries I've been to, like over the top.
Yeah, but
there are some fun things.
But the difference is you can worship as a Christian in Israel, even if you get some pushback. In a lot of Muslim countries, you can't worship because you can't disrespect their religion. And a lot of things that's in Christianity inherently disrespects their religion. Mm-hmm. Believing Jesus is the Messiah disrespects Orthodox Judaism, or Orthodox in a modern sense, but they're not going to kick you out of the country for it.
No, I think what you're saying is true in the religion, but I think a lot of them aren't really following it anymore. You know, a lot of Christians aren't real Christians, so a lot of Muslims aren't having this hard line, like anti-Christianity anymore. There are some for sure.
I'm trying to think, because I'm not saying I'm not saying what you're saying is not accurate at all, but I can't think of any Muslim country where Christians can fully worship as Christians.
I think a lot of them they can. Like, I've been through all these like countries like Turkey, I've been a bunch of Muslim
countries. Like openly, like he go out in the streets and say that Jesus is the Son of God? I know you can't.
I feel you can, but I'm not 100%.
I know you can't.
I'm going to look this up after and find out. I wish I knew the answer.
It might be a Muslim country here or there, but I know in most you
remember I was in a Muslim country, or was at Morocco on Christmas, and they brought me presidents, which that's a Jesus holiday, so it showed, I was surprised, like, oh, they're...
Well, they believe Jesus to be the Messiah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, that's there, but they don't believe Jesus to be the Son of God, which is in my Bible, you have to believe according that. To you, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So... Yeah.
As many of you know, I have many controversial guests, so that comes at a cost of being demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support the program, go to fightbackpodcast.com, and I have all kinds of merch on there, whether it's jiu-jitsu, fighting, political, and other accessories. And thanks for the support. So now we're going to go to something a little less controversial. Adolf Hitler. That's how we got in touch today.
Yeah.
You didn't post Hitler is bad. It just caused a huge controversy. And I'm not one of those Hitler sims, but I do think it's a little more complicated. I think he was pushed as the face of evil. And I'm not sitting there arguing he's a good guy.
Not the whole time though. He won Time magazine.
No, I'm talking about like for the last our whole adult lifehood. It's been he's evil, but they don't push Stalin like that. Don't push Mao like that. I think it's a little weird when you look at these guys who killed way more people. And Hitler wasn't all evil. He did things like he shut down the trans clinics, prostitution, ended usury, got the economy booming.
Nobody is all evil at that point though. Mm-hmm. So my problem with Hitler is he's an unstable drug addict punk. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Let's just go through it. Let's just break this down in simplest terms. And I know you're going to say there's more nuance to that, but this is what it is in simple terms. He was taking funding from people because he thought he had a thing. He was a national socialist, but just for a specific group of people.
Well, he believed in trying to help his people, which were white Germans, but he believed in trying to a mix of the individual and help people together, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, help. But it was German's Workers' Party. Then he started the National Socialists, which is what Nazi stand for. So then he was taking funding from people, and then things started turning. They started going broke. Depression. They went through depression.
Well, the depression was before Hitler was in charge. That was after World War I.
Yeah, after World War I. But what I'm saying is he gave people a group of people to blame. So if you look at his speeches on why he was upset at Jews, it's because he was upset at the bankers.
Yeah.
Right? From his own admission.
It's both reasons. The communism, because most of the Bolsheviks, the leader of Bolsheviks, were Jewish.
But according to his own words, he was mainly mad at the bankers.
I think he was mad at the decay of society too, like the homosexuality, the transgenderism.
I don't think there was any speech where when Hitler explains why he did what he did to Jewish people, he brought up homosexuality. I don't think there's one.
He brings up social decay.
He'll say some social decay, but his main reasons were the bankers. He blamed them for the economy. He blamed them for the wars. But he always makes sure to talk about the bankers. And because these bankers were Jewish, he then said, this means I can say all Jews are this way. I don't care if they
I certainly don't agree with all Jew things, but the Jewish bankers were causing problems in the country.
Let's say if you believe that. This is a specific group of people because clearly the majority of Jews in Germany were poor. So when we say that we're blaming the bankers and because of these bankers are blaming everybody, that shows you're not mentally stable. Because in reality, in my opinion, he was not taking responsibility for his own actions. And then my problem with the pro-Hitler crowd that say America first is Hitler was anti-America.
Well, he wasn't against America. We declared a war on him. What are we going to do when he declares war on him?
He started being what? The America Bomber Project. He was planning, he was funding, and he was trying to figure out a way to bomb America.
So you think he's maybe preparing weapons in case we attacked him? A lot of this is propaganda. He wasn't trying to conquer the world like people teach you.
He was.
He wanted to take, after World War I, they took a lot of his land away with this treaty, and they gave him all this debt. They were trying to charge him for the war. So Germany was in the worst depression ever. Women were selling themselves to prostitution. So he went and took part of Poland back, which was Germany before.
Wait.
And Stalin took the other half.
We're skipping, though.
Okay.
By the time he tried to conquer Poland, he had already conquered a lot of Europe.
I think Poland's the first place he went into, and that's when that's when England and France declared war on him. You know, England and France declared war on Hitler, right?
I remember when the war happened. It was Britain and France that they declared war on him because he did Poland. But if I'm not mistaken, about that time he had already conquered a lot of Europe.
I think Poland was the first thing. He started taking stuff after that. And that's what's weird is Stalin.
I'm going on top of my head, so we're gonna have to fact check.
I can look it up real quick, but the first place. Well, because Stalin also invaded Poland, but we sided with Stalin. So why are we siding with Stalin if they both invaded Poland?
But why do we side with Stalin?
That's what I'm asking. Why? I don't know.
I know.
The Jewish bankers?
No. Not the Jewish bankers. We sided with Stalin, if I'm not mistaken, because he was already conquering and he already was disliking the U.S. Matter of fact, in Hitler's speeches, he already predicted that the U.S. would be a future enemy. If I'm not mistaken, he bombed U.S. submarines. He funded the American Bomber Project. No, I think he even said negative things about America even before before we partnered with Stalin. But so it was like an enemy of an enemy is my friend type of thing because America felt like if Hitler would have been able to get all of Europe.
He wasn't trying all of Europe. He was very clear with England. He sent 11 peace agreements to England. They shot them all down. Now, he didn't like France because they were coming in humiliating him with the money. And what happened to the economy when he went and arrested the Jewish bankers? It flourished from the worst economy in the world to the best.
How many?
So they went from total depression to the most flourishing economy. Germany was booming because he arrested he arrested one of the Rothschilds.
Hitler's Germany conquered or occupied over 20 countries in Europe. Poland, France, Norway, Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg. I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce this one with the Y. In Greece. At its peak, Germany also controlled vast territories in Eastern Europe, including parts of the Soviet Union, and exerted heavy influence over Allies. This is not telling me the
timeline. Most is after. I think he invaded a couple tiny little territories before in Poland, but it was all places that used to be Germany. So he was trying to get his land back. He wasn't trying to conquer. That's how they teach it in school. He was trying to conquer the world.
No,
he was trying to make like Germany great again, like make America great again.
Yeah, that's what he said. But this is things I'm learning.
I'm not trying to say he's like a Satan perfect. I'm saying it's not. It's way more complicated than they teach us.
He was anti-American. I don't think you can be pro-Hitler in America first because Hitler was inherently anti-America.
Well, we were at war with them. But you know General S. Patton? He was one of the top generals.
He was planning and funding, trying to figure out how to bomb America.
Well, the top general after the war said we fought on the wrong side. And then he died mysteriously.
I mean, that's cool. How did Hitler die here? Chump.
No, he shot himself. But it is kind of weird. The top general. You think the top general after the war saying, "Hey, we should have fought alongside the Germans against the Soviets instead"? And that's from the Cold War. They're the ones that swooped up all the land.
Even if somebody said that, that's one person's opinion. But I think it worked out pretty well for the U.S. to not take the side of Hitler. Because if Hitler would have had control of Europe, America wouldn't have been no match for Hitler at that point. So Hitler could expand however far he wanted to, versus America played the long game, which seemed to work out just fine.
Yeah, it's who wanted to take over all Europe was the Soviet Union, which they almost did, except for we had nuclear weapons. That's what stopped them right there. They were actually trying to take over Europe. The real battle was communism.
Hitler had already. We had to fetch the timeline of this, but the only reason America even joined forces with Stalin because Hitler had already taken over a lot of places in Europe.
Well, once England and France declared war, then he started fucking people up. Until then, though, he was trying to avoid the war.
I think
he was trying really hard to get peace with England.
No, I think the war started because he had tried to conquer Poland.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think Poland was the
less than half of it. Russia took more than half of it.
Can I ask a question? Why he trying to expand it?
Because it used to be Germany before World War I. and I don't know if it's true or I don't know if it's false or correct, but he blamed the Jews for the loss of the war.
He blamed Jews for everything.
Well, the banking, they were the bankers. He kicked them out of the economy flourished.
What all can the bankers do?
I mean, they print the money, they cause inflation. Like after COVID, look all the money they print. Why is
but how are they the problem of the war? How are they the reason for the war?
It gets complicated, but look at World War I, for example. The Warburgs were funding Germany, Jewish bankers. The Warburgs were funding
them. What were they funding?
They were the ones in charge of both the federal banks. They're the ones printing money so we can keep going to war. That is too weird when two brothers are funding war. You agree that's a little weird, right? If two brothers are both...
Oh, no, funding war is terrible, but what do we mean they're funding war exactly?
So the one guy was the head of the Federal Reserve in America, and the other brother was in charge of Germany's, I don't know the name of the Federal Reserve Bank. So they're the ones that can print money out of thin air, pushing the war.
Reserve
And these are two brothers.
But how does that mean they funded the war, though, is what I'm saying?
Well, when they need money, they're the ones in charge of printing it. It's a little bit...
But who needed money?
The America and Germany. So you could see the people, maybe they want the war. If they're printing money and charging you interest on it.
So, but they just the people that's giving the money to the people that actually want the war.
Well, they're kind of printing unless they're encouraging the wars.
We can say that, but I want the evidence on how they were encouraging the war. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying when we make grand claims and we're blaming Israel for everything, because if you really, in my opinion, this is an opinion, when you really look at what happened in Germany, a lot of it was Hitler not taking responsibilities for his bad decisions.
Well, he had his economy flourishing. He went from like Great Depression to the #1. It was the biggest recovery in world history. You can like ask AI and Gok, what's the fast? They won't like tell you, but if you start asking, they'll be like, okay, yeah, this is the fastest.
And then
recovery.
what did Hitler try to do with all this?
Take Poland. Half of Poland.
So Hitler, it wasn't good enough for Hitler, ladies and gentlemen. But Hitler needed to go take over every country.
It was land that was Germany, like 20. I'm just saying it's complex. I'm not saying he was perfect. I'm just saying we were taught he's the face of evil when really it's a complex.
I think he was an egomaniac, power-hungry person who took it too far and ruined his own country because he wanted too much. You have to think of yourself in a very weird way. He was not a good leader. That shows bad leadership. When you want it so bad to the point where you lose it all, that's how you know you are a bad leader.
Well, Churchill really pushed for the war, and Hitler made some mistakes for sure. I won't deny that.
A lot of and
like
then
invading Russia in winter. That's not very smart.
And then he took the punk way out.
Yeah, I mean they would have tortured him otherwise, but
he took the punk way out.
Yeah, unless he got to Argentina. I think he probably didn't, but some people make that claim.
I thought he was the big bad wolf because he declared war on U.S.
I think. Oh yeah, he did. You're right about that.
He declared it. He said
you're right on that one.
He said, hold on. He said, hold on. Y'all about to partner with who? Hold on.
That was after they were battling Japan, so he's like, all right, he had to pack.
Because he thought Japan was going, And he came out and said, hold on, I'm the big bad wolf, and got smoked, got cooked.
Well, it was mostly the Russians where he took a lot of casualties. But yeah, the Americans too, guys like I said.
I'm just saying because of the help. I'm saying because of the help, Hitler lost. And in reality, let's say Germany was flourishing. I mean, you could have just kept that. You could have just been a good leader there. He was Time Person Magazine Person of the Year. He was
he was really popular. A lot of people loved him in America and stuff.
He was popular, but he was an egomaniac, power hungry, terrible leader. He was a tyrant. He
made huge mistakes, but his people loved him. Like you said, he got from the worst economy to the best economy, shut down the trans clinics. You can't say it's all bad.
No, I'm not. Listen, a serial killer can help an old lady across the street. Mm-hmm. I don't think no human, every single action they take is bad. But I mean, what marks did you actually leave when you left? Because that's how I think about my life.
Germany ended up getting destroyed, but we could look at would America.
Germany would probably have been perfect, not perfect, but probably would have been great if he never would have tried to conquer other places.
If he wouldn't have gone to Poland, because he had his economy booming, he went to Poland. So
there wouldn't have been a war.
Yeah, he probably should have done that. But you can look back and be like, that was more his territory than Israel. That was just 20 years ago. These guys are looking at 3,000 years ago, being that was my land.
I feel like that's trying to justify because he is the reason for all this. There wouldn't have been that world war without him trying to invade these places because he was warned not to do it.
Yeah, but he's like, that was my land. So it's all I'm saying is complicated.
Come on.
But also, has America gotten better since World War II? Like, did we really win?
More
like,
powerful, yeah.
But that's when all the LGBT stuff started getting pushed. Who started pushing all that? The trans stuff.
I mean,
they got ran out of Germany and came to America.
I mean, the trans stuff. I mean, but a lot of that stuff here was
the
from
first
Nazi
trans clinics the first trans clinic in the world was in Berlin.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, a lot of stuff got popular in the U.S. later in the U.S., especially the trans stuff. I mean, you gotta think about it. In the 2000s, most countries voted against same-sex marriage. I mean, at a certain point, California voted against same-sex marriage when they left it up to the voters.
Not that long ago, yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about that long ago. So I think the LGBT stuff, I think that was because of feminism being pushed.
Yeah. Well, the Frankfurt School was in Germany, mostly Jewish. That was shut down. Most of them came to America in Columbia, and then that slowly started trickling over. This was the mindset that he was strongly against. And I'm not saying all Jews, but these are Jewish people that push that.
I think this is my opinion. Even let's say he got rid of some stuff that we would agree is bad. My thing is what's the motive behind these things? And the motive was about the racial purity.
Yeah,
every time.
Yeah, but he wasn't hateful towards other races. He just thought the Germans was for Germany.
He wasn't hateful?
And the Japanese. Well, he hated Jews, but towards other races. But they always act like, oh, he had hatred towards black people. That Jesse Owens went there and like talked about how great he was treated and like.
I mean, that was just from a sports aspect, but I mean, even then, right?
Athletes are treated different.
The
socialism. That's fair.
The socialism was only for.
Yeah, the socialism was. The free houses were only for white people. Yeah. That's true.
Think about like. And, we can argue over the numbers of the Holocaust or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. But even how they went to houses to see who was a Jew and who wasn't, how they did it all.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up. I'm not justifying that. No, I'm not justifying everything he did. I think the numbers were exexaggerated, but I don't.
I mean, even if it was exaggerated, bro.
No, I still think that was bad, though, obviously. Bad things happened.
These people, I don't care what you think the number is. Even if you against the bankers, the majority of these Jews he killed were innocent people.
No, that's true.
Innocent.
So I'm not going to disagree with
He was just so angry at a set of people, he blamed all of them. Come on, that's a crazy one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean,
but there were some problems with the bankers, the people that are pushing the trans, the Frankfurt School. So there was some Jews causing problems there, but to blame them all. Yeah.
I mean, I think gender ideology, the psychology behind gender ideology in this country. Now I could be mistaken. Remember this off the top of my head, but I think it was a secular Jewish person. Yeah,
I think so. I think it's probably correct.
I think that's correct.
A lot of the feminism, a lot of the homosexuality.
But again, right? I talked to an Orthodox Jewish rabbi that's in Israel, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lump him in.
Yeah, because most of the super religious ones don't.
Matter of fact, I have an interview with Rabbi Tobias Singer, and he called people like George Soros children of Satan. Mm-hmm. So I fight when we make that separation. It's like, I'm not saying you can't lump people into groups.
Because there are some traits, but you can't. No, I agree.
I thought we have to lump people into groups accurately if that's going to be what we do.
Yeah, no, a lot of people think I hate Jews. That's not true at all. I hate some Jews.
I mean, you see why people
just kidding. I think they are causing a lot of problems to our country. Let's wrap with a couple things fun. Well, none of this shit's fun. But Trump, you really blew up on the scene with your pro-Trump rap. You had the big hat. I remember seeing you when I first started following politics, and that just you got so popular that way. But then earlier I said then you turned on Trump, but really he turned on you.
Yeah. I mean,
your whole popularity was based off Trump, though, so it took so much courage to lose a big piece of your base initially.
So when I went viral, and I did this on purpose, my shirt said Team Jesus. Mm-hmm. And I wore that so people can understand it's a God first thing. I've always made it clear it's a God first thing. I dropped the song in 2020 called God First. But I did get popular amongst Trump supporters. Mm-hmm. But the reason I even started being a Republican is because I thought this was the political home for Christians. Mm-hmm. And then I watched the debates between Trump, Ted Cruz, and everybody. And I liked Ben Carson more, but I thought Trump had a little more spunk that we needed.
He did have that fire.
He had that fire. So that's why I started becoming a heavy Trump supporter. And then he did do things like he brought the right to pray back to schools. I mean, there's a few things I thought he did. And I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But then you realize that in reality, he's a populist. Which means he's just going to do whatever he needs to do in that moment or whatever is popular.
Populist, but kind of sold out to the corporations.
I think he's an opportunist, bro.
Yeah, and I used to be a big Trump fan. I used to be a big fan, so it sucked turning on, and I lost so much support with that. People were mad when I turned on Trump. Or he turned on me, I should say.
Bro, I lost so many followers, but bro, think about it like this. It added up too much, bro. Like, you had the vaccine, and then he hosted an LGBT party at Mar-a-Lago to celebrate a Joe Biden policy. We're like codifying the same-sex marriage law. That's disgusting, filthy. So when that happened, I remember I had a live stream with my homie Sunni. I said, he has one more strike with me. And then he
strikes you out.
Yeah, strikes you out. That's my mind.
That's a good law.
That's a good light, yeah. So that's what I do.
Forgive someone once, twice, three strikes you
out. So then he did he started attacking pro-life people.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm like, my goodness. This was it the 2022 midterms, I think? 2022 midterms, I think is what it was. And he started attacking the pro-life. He said pro-lifers were the reason why it wasn't as big of a red wave as it could have been. And I'm like, that is just not statistically accurate. If you read the exit polls, this can't be what you got from. So now I know it's propaganda. Now I know you purposely trying to change Republicans' position on abortion, which means that you're the most liberal Republican of all time.
Yeah, the first to support gay marriage.
Bro, even Mitt Romney, right? He was like sort of lukewarm on the pro-life issue, but he knew the base, so he had to cater to us. He had to switch. Well, during this time I was a Democrat, so not us. But he had to cater to the pro-lifers and change his positions. But his position changed in a way where he went from, exceptions to no, I'm 100% pro-life.
Yeah, I used to be pro-choice, but you can look back and clearly see that there's murder.
It's murder.
I remember wasn't dating a girl in college and got a girl pregnant, but then I could just feel the life in there, and I'm so glad that I didn't kill my child. Before then I was pro-choice, but I could just, there's clearly a baby in there.
Bro, I've always been pro-life, but I actually became more pro-life when you see, I'm gonna tell you what's kind of sickening to me, bro. There's a guy who goes around that's pro-life, and he'll talk about babies being aborted, but instead of saying the baby, he'll say it's a dog. And these liberals so heartbroken.
They care more. I love dogs, but they care more about dogs. That's crazy.
I can't believe a dog is treated this way. And then they tell them at the end, well, I'm actually talking about a baby.
Then they get all mad.
Then it don't matter. So it just makes me more pro-life, bro.
Cells, they say. That's just insanity to me.
I mean, we're clump of cells by that logic.
Yeah, don't they reach in with pliers and rip the head out? It's just so sick. It's hard to watch this stuff.
And on Planned Parenthood old website, they told you what they did with the cells and the limbs. They said they donated it for research.
They admitted that. I remember that.
Yes, bro.
This is an issue I kind of basically try to stay blind to, which maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I need to talk about it more and look into it more. It's an issue I'm just always...
Bro, if you watch...
Because I always was pro-choice, but then I remember having that moment of realization of just feeling sick, I couldn't kill my baby.
When they explain how an abortion go about, bro, it's the most disgusting... It is the most inhumane thing.
Sick.
It's sickening, bro. So when all people support it and celebrate, I'm like... so Trump, he had his 3 strikes and he was out. And... I think he kept going. I feel like a lot of people realize it with the Epstein files.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're just, they're a Democratic hoax.
But then a couple months before that, they were trying to hype the Epstein files up after they had them with the folders. Remember?
Mm-hmm. So they're on. Yeah, he pretended like he gave them out. Yeah, they're all dancing. Those poor guys.
And then all of a sudden, nobody cares about the Epstein files, right? All of a sudden, nobody cares. So it's I lost 15,000 followers on one day, bro. But
you got to burn it down sometimes and get rid of the dead weight. People are coming around that realizing we were right now.
Bro, let me tell you something. When I came out against Trump, people said I was deleting your music. I fell off, and I think the most I've ever had making pro-Trump music, I think I had 12 million streams in 1 year on Spotify. And then I will say when I turned on him, I got 11 million streams the next year.
So it went down a little bit.
You know what's crazy? That was last year. You know where I'm at this year? 15 million streams on Spotify.
Yeah, that's way above. You have 2 months left. So it's pumping up, yeah.
So it's I'm more popular than I've ever been in my life. Mm-hmm. Standing on principles after all these people turned on me because I thought people liked me because my faith came first and I supported Trump. But I realized that they only care that I supported Trump. I could have been a transgender homosexual as long as I had on a MAGA hat.
Yep.
And that when I realized that, that's when I said I don't care about losing them.
No, and that's what I did with Trump too. I did the same. The first time I tweeted something slightly negative, I had so much backlash. I'm I won't talk about this. But eventually, he's kept doing bad things. Where I'm okay, I gotta start talking about this.
Oh yeah. Because at first you don't want to talk about it because Trump does have that aura. Trump does. He's so likable. I want to like him. He's a very likable guy, and you really want to like Trump, bro. But it starts stacking up, and you
It starts stacking. About strike number 8.
About strike number 8, you like okay, bro, golly.
Strike 12. I don't know what right now, 100.
Bro, yeah, bro.
You see the memes fooled me again with the Trump Trump hat. It's like they're going around, fool me again.
Bro, it is. And then even with like the promises he made, like he really not keeping nothing, bro. Mm-hmm. Like my life hasn't got better under Trump.
Inflation's up. Well, he shut the country down for COVID. He shut the fucking country. People get so mad and say, no, he didn't. But he was mad when the Georgia guy opened up. He was yelling at him, being like, he was mad at Sweden. He was...
Bro, I mean, not only that, he said he was a follower of the vaccine. He praised the vaccine.
Yep.
I'm talking about, bro, I remember I watched a Fox News interview with Trump, and he said the only reason people are not taking the vaccines is because Biden is president. He said, if I was president, my fathers would take it. I'm like, oh, so you think we're just... you think we're cold.
Some are, though. It really is a cult, the MAGA cult. That's when I realized, like, oh, these people are like a cult. Yeah, and I get it, because I liked them, too. I remember used to be offended people talking shit, but then you just start seeing stacking up.
Bro, I'm telling you something right now. So many people called me and was like, dang, you was right.
I'm getting a lot of that now, too. Lately. People are starting to see. The Epstein files woke a lot of people up.
The Epstein files woke so many people up.
That was the one. I'm like, finally, you guys are finally seeing it.
Bro, I got a phone call and it was like, bro, I wish I would have left the MAGA movement when you did. Mm. And I was like, bro, I just saw it right on the wall. I have a set of values that I'm not folding on, period, because they come from something I think is bigger than me, which is God's word, which is the Bible. And when that's consistent, I don't have to worry about switching my beliefs all the time, because my beliefs are already there and that don't change. That word don't change. So if Trump doesn't meet that criteria, then he has to get let go of.
Yeah. Well, I think too, the Democrats were worse with COVID, right? Mm-hmm. But Trump still went along with it. And not going to be like, oh, you weren't as bad as Biden, therefore I'm going to praise you. It's like, no, you shut the fucking country down. And that did so much damage. People's mental health, businesses. I know people that got addicted to drugs, committed suicide, lost their businesses. It destroyed so many lives.
I think more people got radicalized because all they could go to was the internet. I mean, even, I don't know if you watched the report from Tyler Robinson's, their ex-roommate. Mm-hmm. And what he said happened to them over the years.
Was that over the COVID stuff?
Yeah, bro, they had Discord laws dating back to like 2020.
That's when these kids went crazy. Yeah.
Bro, Lance Twiggs, who was Tyler Robinson's
that the boyfriend?
Yeah, he was a libertarian.
Damn.
He was a libertarian, and Tyler Robinson was apolitical. He was just whatever.
They turned into killing people.
Just over time, man. I'm telling you, you stuck in the house and the only people you're talking to is gamers, and now you're just getting radicalized on the internet. I think COVID ruined a lot of, broke a lot of people.
I 100% agree. Like, I need to be social, so I was forcing myself out doing stuff, training, I was driving around the country, doing, national parks, trying to fly, but we were both, people refused to wear masks.
Oh, yeah, I was driving the road, but I make sure to stay out, bro, because, humans are social creatures, bro. Mm-hmm. We're not meant to be stuck in the house, just not even being close to people. I think that just does, I think that is traumatic to humans, to our biology. That is a traumatic event where you're not supposed to be social. So,
imagine what it did to kids, because we struggled with it. Imagine what young kids,
children, bro.
Some people don't have good parents and stuff. So they're coming home, no food, rough home life.
Bro, some parents didn't let their cousins over the house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, people were like. Luckily, my mom was like, come over. Because first I would stay away. She's like, no, I want to see you. But I know people, their families staying away. They're just hiding for I was in San Francisco. People were just hiding out for a year.
What do you think that does to the psyche of a human being? They were
just scared, just freaked out. Because I walked around without a mask. They would turn their back on me.
It's a crazy experience. And I think we're just now seeing the effects. I think people being so radicalized on every issue now is because of that.
I haven't really thought about that, but that's interesting that you might be right,
bro. Because you spit.
Because the accusations are coming now a few years later, but it started building.
Bro, think about it. Mass shootings has went up. Mm-hmm. Everything bad has went up because people were stuck in the house getting radicalized, and then over the course they start idolizing these people. A lot of these
have to have a community, and that's where they found it.
Bro, a lot of these mass shooters, the school shooters, they idolize the Nashville school shooter.
Hey, great conversation, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man.
We'll be wrapping, but where can people find you? What do you got going on?
You can just type in Bryson Gray anywhere, man. By the time this release, I should have an album out. And based on how my year's going, it should be my biggest album yet. So, just type in Bryson Gray anywhere.
Cool. Do you put your songs on Twitter and stuff too usually, or?
No, my main Twitter is mainly haters, but I might post this stuff.
I post a few. Yeah. You get lots of haters now, the Trump haters. Or you get mad at that weed conversation every mad too.
And then everybody think I'm a Zionist, or they think I'm anti-Semitic, or you just never know, bro.
You can't win. When you're in the middle, you're really screwed. Both sides hate you.
And there's no room for objectivity, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Cool, man. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Cool.